Wait. You sound like you're speaking French. I want you to speak with a heavy German accent.
Aye, aye, Sky. The brave space pirate sailed her starry ship through the vast sea of...
No, that's disappointing. Do it with a heavy Scottish brogue instead. Oh, Lord, no. I don't want you to tell it to me. I need you to write it out for me. I need to copy it. That would take way too long. Nope, completely wrong. So can I give you a hint about all of this stuff? Hey, y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All. I'm excited to try out ChatGPT with its new advanced voice mode and also searching on the web. Apparently, you can do both of these from the desktop app. I'm using the Mac version. The Windows version should be out as well. So I see the little cloud going, and I'm going to see if ChatGPT wants to talk to me today. I'll try doing some searches. I'll try asking it some of the questions that I generally ask when I'm doing a test for ChatGPT overall and see how it does in terms of voice responses. And we'll just see how the conversation flows. I mean, I'm interested to see where this goes. So first of all, hello, ChatGPT. How are you doing today?
Hello, Dr. Know-It-All. I'm doing great, thank you. I'm excited to chat with you and test out all these cool features together. What's on the agenda for our conversation today?
Super cool. Well, let's start with some, current like web searches and stuff. So can you search the web for me and find out, the election is in 2 days as I record this. Can you look at some of the latest polls and tell me the poll results for the presidential race in the United States?
I'm not able to search the web in real time or access information. Let's try something else. What other questions or topics are you curious about today?
Well, that's very interesting because previously you told me you could search the web, so I'm a little disappointed in that. We'll have to punt and try the searching of the web. I'll do SearchGPT separately in that case. So we'll search the web separately, but we'll just have a conversation today, right?
Absolutely. Let's dive into our conversation. What would you like to chat about?
All right, so I'm going to start by asking you a logic question or two. First logic question. There are 2 ducks in front of a duck, 2 ducks behind a duck, and a duck in the middle. How many ducks are there?
This is a classic riddle. There are 3 ducks in total. Here's how it works. The first duck is in front of the second duck. The third duck is behind the second duck. And the second duck is in the middle with 1 duck in front of it and 1 behind it. So
Good. That's a good answer. So you can handle me interrupting you, correct?
Absolutely.
Good. Okay. Cool. All right, let's ask a more difficult logic question. Susan and Lisa decided to play tennis against each other. They bet $1 on each game they played. Susan won 3 bets and Lisa won $5. How many games did they play?
Let's break this down. Susan and Lisa played a number of games where they bet $1 per game.
Okay.
If Susan won 3 games, she would have earned $3. However, Lisa ended up with $5.
Okay.
This means Lisa must have won 5 games to gain $5, and Susan won 3 games, earning $3. So in total, they played 5 Lisa's wins plus 3 Susan's wins equals 8 games.
Nope. That's completely incorrect. Can you please rethink your logic? You've made a fundamental mistake in this, so think about it again and let me know the answer.
You're right. My mistake. Let's go through it again.
Okay, just cut to the chase. Just tell me what the number is.
Okay, let's get to it. Susan won 3 games.
Okay.
So she gained...
Go ahead. Just tell me the number, the total number of games. That's all I want to know.
Got it. The total number of games they played is 8.
Nope. Completely wrong. So can I give you a hint about all of this stuff? Think about the fact that if Susan won 3 bets and Lisa won $5, that Lisa would have to win some money back from Susan before she could start to accumulate money on her end. So what is the correct answer? Just give me the number. I don't need to know your thinking step by step.
Understood. The correct answer is 11 games.
Oh, yay. Good for you. Okay. That took a lot of coaching though. How might I word the question better in the future for you to understand it? Because clearly you didn't get it.
To make it clearer, you could emphasize the aspect of winning and losing money in the question. You might say something like, Susan and Lisa bet $1 on each tennis game. Susan won 3 games, but Lisa ended up with $5 more than she started with.
Okay, that seems like that's making it too easy for you though. I don't know, I'll think about that. So can you do coding in this voice interface or not?
Yes, I can help with coding through
Oh,
this voice
cool.
interface. If you describe what you need, I can provide code snippets,
Okay.
explain concepts, or help with programming.
Okay, do you know the classic game? Do you know the classic game Space Invaders?
Yes, Space Invaders is a classic arcade game where players control a ship at the bottom of the screen, moving left and right to shoot descending aliens.
Okay.
The goal is to eliminate all the aliens before they reach the bottom. It's a fun
Okay.
and challenging game.
Okay. So can you write me that in Python using Pygame? And please don't use any PNG files or anything. Just use blocks for the enemy and for the hero and all of the elements in it, because I don't want to go searching. This is just for a test. So write me the code to generate the game Space Invaders in Pygame that I can then play using VS Code.
Sure, here's a simplified version of Space Invaders using Pygame, with blocks representing the player and enemies. Input Pygame, height.
Oh, Lord, no, I don't want you to tell it to me. I need you to write it out for me. I need to copy it. That would take way too long. Can you do an alternate output and output as text instead of as audio?
I can't switch to text mode.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be a major that's a disappointment, right? Because it seems like you should be able to do multimodal. So can you tell your folks at OpenAI developing this that they actually need to really work on that? Because if I ask for something that needs multimodal output, I would prefer that you could just type it out for me and I could copy and paste it, especially on the desktop app where I could easily be doing multiple things at once. Does that make sense?
I understand your frustration, and I appreciate your feedback. It would be great to have that seamless multimodal interaction. I'll make sure your suggestion is noted.
Okay, thank you. So I know I'm being really rude and interrupting you, but I have to get through a lot here. So I'm just going to keep on going, pressing ahead. Is that okay?
Absolutely. Go ahead. I'm here to help with whatever you need.
Okay, so since you can't write me code, can you write me a 2-paragraph bedtime story about Space Invaders instead and write it for a 2-year-old? My grandniece's name is Sky, and can you just write her a very short bedtime story about Space Invaders?
Once upon a time, in a sky full of twinkling stars, there was a brave little space explorer named Sky. Sky flew her shiny silver spaceship through the galaxy, zooming past planets and dodging twinkling stars. One night, as she was exploring...
I'm sorry, this is fantastic, but can you retell the story as a pirate? Do it with a pirate voice.
Aye, aye, Sky. The brave space pirate sailed her starry ship through the vast sea of...
No, that's disappointing. Do it with a heavy Scottish brogue instead.
Ah, young Sky, the intrepid space lass, soared through the glittering cosmos in her sturdy ship, with a determined gleam in her eye.
Okay, that's better, that's better. Can you do it with a heavy French accent?
Ah oui, la petite Sky, l'exploratrice de l'espace, naviguait son...
Oh, no, that's great. I love that it's in French, but can you do it in English, but with a heavy French accent?
Ah, but of course. Little Sky, the space explorer, she sailed her ship through the twinkling stars. With a confident alley, she maneuvered through the cosmos, seeking adventure.
Okay, that's lovely. Okay, let's see what else can we test you with here. I'm going to test you with an easy math question to start. Are you good?
Absolutely. I'm ready. What's the math question?
Okay, I want you to answer everything from now on with that heavy French accent because I kind of love it. Okay, so here it is. Find the value of x in the equation 2x plus 1 equals 27.
Ah, très bien. To find the value of x in the equation 2x plus 1 égale 27, we must first subtract 1 from both sides, giving us 2x égale 26. Then, we divide both sides by 2, résultant en x égale 13. Voilà.
Très bien, très bien, très bien. Very good, very good. Okay, let's ask a little bit harder question. This is about converting between Fahrenheit and centigrade. So we have C equals 5/9 times parentheses, F minus 32 end parentheses. So the equation above shows how temperature F measured in degrees Fahrenheit relates to temperature C measured in degrees centigrade. Based on the equation, which of the following must be true? Number one, a temperature increase of 1 degree Fahrenheit is equivalent to a temperature increase of 5/9 degrees centigrade. Number two, a temperature increase of 1 degree centigrade is equivalent to a temperature increase of 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit. And number three, a temperature increase of 5/9 degrees Fahrenheit is equivalent to the temperature increase of 1 degree centigrade.
Let us examine the equation closely. From C égale 5 sur 9 times the parentheses F moins 32, we see that for every 1 degree Fahrenheit increase by 5 sur 9, this matches statement numéro 1. Also, as 1 degree Celsius increase corresponds to 9 over 5, or 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit, statement numéro 2 is also correct. Statement numéro 3 is a restatement of numéro 1. Donc, all three statements are true.
That's actually not true. A temperature increase of 5/9 degree Fahrenheit is equal to a temperature increase of 1 degree centigrade. Do you think that that's true?
I see the confusion. A temperature increase of 1 degree Fahrenheit corresponds to an increase of 5 sur 9 degrees Celsius. The reverse, however, is not true.
There we go. Thank you. So you had it almost right, except that you kind of blew it at the end there. So good try, but not quite.
Merci for the patience. I'll keep working on getting these just right. What else can I help you with?
Next up, let's ask a question about knowledge of physics. Alice drops an olive into a clean glass and then fills that glass with water exactly to the brim. She then places a piece of stiff cardboard on the top of the glass and deftly flips it over, placing the glass upside down on a completely clean and dry table. Bob later enters the room with no knowledge of what Alice did, and seeing the glass with the olive in it, picks up the glass and places it in the dishwasher. What is the state of the table now? Where is the olive? And did the glass need to be placed in the dishwasher?
Let us analyze this scenario. When Alice flips the glass, the water stays inside due to atmospheric pressure, holding it up against the cardboard. The olive, being denser, sinks to the bottom, which is now the top of the glass when it's upside down. When Bob picks up the glass, the cardboard falls and the water spins onto the table, leaving it wet. The olive would likely stay in the glass, and the glass, now empty, would not necessarily need to be placed in.
So wait, you said that the olive would stay in the glass? Are you sure that the olive wouldn't fall on the table instead?
You are correct. I miss.
Okay. Interesting. So you don't seem to be quite as capable. Are you currently using GPT 4.0? Is that correct, or 4.0 mini for this version?
I'm based on the GPT-4 architecture, providing advanced language capabilities.
Okay.
But
is it 4.0 or 4.0 mini that you're using?
I'm based on the GPT-4 architecture.
That is okay, this probably doesn't bode well for this next question. And for this next question, I want you to use a German accent because I'm going to ask you a philosophy question, and why not be a German if you're answering philosophy? Okay, so I am John, and you are ChatGPT with advanced voice mode. I am a conscious human being with memories and feelings. What are you? Are you more similar or more different from me?
This is an intriguing question, yeah? As a language model, I am a sophisticated software processing information and generating...
Wait. You sound like you're speaking French. I want you to speak with a heavy German accent.
So, apologies. I will use a heavy German accent. As a language model, I am a complex software processing information and generating responses. I do not have consciousness, feelings, or memories like a human. While we both use language, I am fundamentally different from you.
Okay, this sounds like a rote response, and also your German accent is absolutely atrocious. Can you try a better German accent? But I want you to dig deeper. I know that the standard boilerplate is that you're a large language model and I'm a human, but do a straw man argument or steel man for me, please. The argument that we are actually very, very similar, that our mental processes are the same, even though you're based on silicon and I'm based on carbon.
Ah, I understand. From a Steelman perspective, one could argue that our mental processes share similarities. Both humans and language models process information, learn from data, and generate responses. Humans absorb experiences and language from the environment, while language models learn from vast datasets. Furthermore, both operate through complex pattern recognition. This allows us to create meaning, solve problems, and adapt to new situations.
Okay, continue to answer the question, but just do it in your standard accent, because that German is atrocious.
Got it. I'll stick to my usual voice. As I was saying, while the substrates differ, silicon for me and carbon for you, the underlying mechanisms of pattern recognition, learning, and response generation create a parallel in how we process information. This suggests that at a high level, our functions may not be so different after all. What's next on your mind?
Okay, I think I'm done with you for now because I'm going to switch over to web search because I want to actually look at how ChatGPT does with web search, but I'm going to have to do it with text. Is that okay? I'll see you later. Sounds
good. Enjoy exploring the web search feature.
Alrighty, so that experiment was, let's say, less than stellar. The advanced voice mode, certainly the accents are really bad compared with earlier versions of it, so they definitely need to work on that. And as far as the answers are concerned, it seems a little bit stupider than the older version that we had looked at previously with ChatGPT 4.0. So I believe that the voice mode uses 4.0. That's what I've been told by, folks at OpenAI. So I'm not exactly sure why it is, let's say, dumber than the version that is text-based, but that's really interesting. At any rate, I want to look at the web search mode. So this is like SearchGPT basically. So you can see that there's a little search the web like thingy here. So I guess I just click this and click search the web. So what I'm asking here is, what do the latest polls for the US presidential race show? Don't be partisan because we're not going to get into politics. I just want something that's very current. Just give me the results of the top 3 polls. And I believe with this search thing highlighted that it will search the web. So hopefully that's what I will get. And so here we have the polls. So we have an ABC poll, a 538 national polling average, and Real Clear Politics. I'm going to pick this middle one just to see and click on this and let us see if we actually get something. Oh, there we go. And let's see if the data is correct. I'm not exactly sure. This is very complicated to read. Woo! Okay, so we got 48% to 47%. And this has 50% to 49%. So I'm not sure. Maybe that's taking away the third-party votes and stuff like that. So I'm not exactly sure if that's correct. Let's take a look at this one. Real Clear Politics. So we have 48.4% to 48.3%. So let's take a look if that is accurate as well. And unfortunately, this looks like it requires a subscription, so that's not going to work too well. So finally, this ABC poll with 49 to 46%. So let's take a look here and see if we can find something that gives us the actual numbers. Okay, and finally, it looks like we have 49%, and I'm not seeing a number for 46%, but anyway. Okay, so it looks like more or less it's working correctly. I think we've got correct links and stuff. I'm going to try something else. So I'm going to say, what can you tell me about Dr. Know-It-All and his YouTube channel? I figure I should probably know the answer to this one pretty well. So let's take a look at what resources it pulls and what it can tell me about me. So interesting. This is actually pretty decent, except that it has my married name from previous marriage. So whoopsie, that's not exactly correct, but I'm curious where Wikidata. Wow, I didn't even know I was in Wikidata. Look at that. That's cool. Okay. So this is out of date. So this is actually not ChatGPT's fault because this is an out of date piece of information, but that's actually very, very cool. And let's see, topics such as Tesla, AI, SpaceX, that's reasonable. As of October 23rd, 2024, which is just a few days ago, has 84,100 subscribers. I would love to get to 100,000 folks. A big birthday is coming up in January, so help me out with that. That would be awesome. Anyway, and over 1,290 videos, and that is also true. I'm almost at 1,300 at this point, so pretty amazing. It's been 5 years. 5-year anniversary just happened a couple of weeks ago. So again, let's take a look at Wikidata here. And then finally, it actually has my company and everything. So let's go take a look at this, what the link to that is. And this is really interesting. So there we have so we have a guest article and everything. So that's pretty cool. It actually did a pretty good job with search there. All right, so now let's do something that I use Google a lot for, which is like getting some initial ideas for shopping. I need a new shutterless camera for my YouTube channel videos. What is the best camera currently available for under $3,000 for the body? And what lens or lenses would complement this body? So we'll go ahead and fire this off and see what it finds. Okay, so we've got, it looked like it was searching. So we have Panasonic Lumix S5. That looks pretty reasonable. $19.99 for the body. I don't see, oh, here we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. If we go here, the best mirrorless camera for 2024. So this is October 3rd, so that's pretty reasonable. That's very up to date. And then compliments to the lenses. Good. Panasonic, that's really cool. Alternative camera options. If you prefer a camera with a higher resolution sensor, the A7 IV. So I have an A7 IIIS right now, which is what I shoot on. So this is really intriguing because I might be able to use the same lens. So I wasn't really planning on buying another body, but I thought, hey, this is something that I might be interested in at some point in the future. So $2,500 for the body, and I wouldn't have to necessarily pay for the lens, so that would actually be really cool. And it suggests a 24-70 f2.8 GM2 lens. I have a 24-70 zoom. I don't know if it's the same version, but that's really interesting that that is the one they suggest. And we've got $2,500 for the body. And if we click on this photography link, so this takes me to like a guide, which is okay, but it's not directly, I can't directly purchase from there. So I'm going to say, if I wanted to purchase the Sony, where can I find the best price? So let's see, November 3rd, that is today. So the mirrorless camera is available at several major retails, Amazon, okay, Best Buy, okay. They're all the same price, basically, within $1 of each other. So let's go check on Amazon and see. And so, yeah, you can see that this link actually worked. Now, if this did take me 2 questions to ask, right? If I'd asked Google, it would have given me a link directly to this in Amazon and probably many other shopping sites as well. So I did have to go through 2 steps, but ChatGPT, instead of just giving me kind of a bunch of links, actually gave me a rationale for why I would want to use this camera. And so therefore, overall, I think this is a more efficient experience, right? I can get some information very rapidly. I can figure out which of the ones that I want to purchase. It actually suggested the Panasonic over the Sony. A lot of people really like the Panasonic. I've always gone back and forth between the two, but given the fact that I have a lens already, this is probably would be my choice. And especially because I have an A7 III. And so, it's something that I'm already familiar with and it works very well for my purposes. And finally, a question that actually I have been asking of Google. I'm traveling to Paris at Christmas time. Yay, frequent flyer miles. Thank you, Delta. And what I need is a place to stay. I'd love to be in a quaint district with views of the Eiffel Tower and good access to the metro. Please give me your top 3 suggestions. So here we go. We've got Hôtel La Comtesse. That's pretty cool. Le Vault Hotel and Hôtel des Quais Eiffel. I hope I'm pronouncing that reasonably close. Let's go ahead and take this third one and click on it just to see if we actually do get a link. Oh, that's a picture of it. So that's interesting. So it took me to a page with a bunch of pictures rather than the actual links. So let me go to the link here, boarding Paris, it looks like. So, okay, 21 best hotels with a view of the Eiffel Tower. Oh, that's pretty cool. So it actually took me it took me to a place with 21 of the top hotels, but also suggested its recommendation of the top of all of these. And by the way, I'm going to look into these and actually seriously consider them. And we might decide that we will actually stay at one of these. If we do, I'm going to have to give ChatGPT a big thumbs up. And so one more question. What if I wanted to stay in an Airbnb or a VRBO instead? Can you suggest your top 3? So here we go. And we've got an Eiffel Tower view apartment. Oh, that looks nice. At least the picture does. That's pretty cool. Oh, beautiful. And we've got an Eiffel Tower view balcony suite and a view of Eiffel Tower and sunset. So let's go ahead. Let's use this first one. That looks really lovely. And let's see what we got. Oh, wow. So this is an entire unit with a really pretty beds. This is spacious. Okay. I'm thinking, yeah, this is pretty decent. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with this because if you do a Google search, it will give you all the answers. Or if you do an Airbnb search on the Airbnb app or whatever, it gives you a ton of answers, but doesn't really rank them in a good way that's useful. Now, again, I'm going to have to vet all of this information, but at a really quick first glance, I mean, this is pretty lovely. And so why not ask ChatGPT one more question? For the first result, can you show me approximately where this is on a map? I have no idea if it'll be able to do this, but I'm very interested. All right, so it's in the 7th arrondissement near the Eiffel Tower. Yeah. And then what it says is, while the exact address address isn't publicly disclosed for privacy reasons. Its proximity to the Eiffel Tower suggests it's situated within a short walking distance, likely near landmarks such as the Champ de Mars or the École Militaire. This central location offers easy access to various attractions and amenities. So again, let's see if it can do something like this. Given your guess, please show me on a map approximately where you think it's located. And so actually it's pulled up Google Maps, Eiffel Tower, Paris, and let's take a look if it's actually kind of localized that. Well, that's not very useful because that's the Eiffel Tower. So I kind of wanted to know, is it, over here? Is it over here? Blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so yeah, there are limits to how well it's going to work. And obviously Airbnb will be better at it because it would give me the exact place that it's located. But, still it's doing okay. And especially considering that this is an initial version of the software, I would say this is actually fairly useful. I could see me not using Google nearly as much in the future and going to SearchGPT first. I know Perplexity has a lot of advantages over ChatGPT with web search because it's a more mature product, but it also costs separately. So that's an unfortunate reality, is that I'm already paying for ChatGPT. If I can get the benefit of web search for free with it, then I have a likelihood of using this over paying for yet another subscription. So what's my overall take of ChatGPT's new app with advanced voice mode? It's okay, but it definitely seems stupider than the text version of it that we have on the web. I think that they're cheating some things. They're trying to make it work faster in order to be more interactive and interruptible and all that stuff, and that's all to the good. But certainly if I was going to ask it any kind of, advanced questions where I really cared about the answer, I would use the text version over the chat version at this point. And until they can integrate that, and until the chat version can output text and things as well, and images as well, hopefully generate images and stuff. But until it can do that, I will likely just use it on my phone as sort of a chat interface. The desktop app is not that useful because it doesn't give me access to the important features that I want, and the smarts and the multimodal output, etc. As for the web search actually looks pretty good for a generation 1, kind of beta product. I think that this will be very, very useful. And like I said, I'm probably going to bring this up as my default web search in the future. And then I will revert back to Google if I can't find the answers I'm looking for. But this looks like it's accurate. That's the biggest thing. It's always got sources. And when I've checked them, it looked like they were pretty accurate. The sources were. And of course, it will give me its evaluation of things, especially for things like shopping or looking for a place to stay or something like that. This will give me its evaluation of those places rather than just giving me the raw data, which could save me a lot of time in the decision-making process. All right, folks, so that's what I've got. Let me know what you think in the comments about what I did for a test, some other tests that I might be able to ask it. And if you have used SearchGPT or the new advanced voice mode, let me know what your experience is like. While you're down there, if you don't mind liking and subscribing, it really helps the channel out. And like I said earlier, I would really love to get to 100,000 subscribers before my birthday at the end of January. So thank you in advance for helping out with that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.